Good evening, Pallavi. Okay, very good evening, guys. Let's start with today's session. In last session, we started with operators and then we have discussed two operators. Unary cast operator, isn't it, guys? And the second one is assignment, right? No? And in case of assignment, assigning primitive, assigning ref, assigning multiple primitive, assigning multiple primitive. All that discussions we have done, and I hope you remember all that things. Some multiple choice question. And one more thing we have discussed regarding narrowing, widening, all that you remember, no? The promotion rule, the demotion and promotion, the upcast rule and the downcast rule, or we call it as widening rule and narrowing rule, right? So just tell me, in Java, will there be automatic narrowing? Can anyone quickly answer? Does Java support automatic narrowing? Means in Java, automatic narrowing happens or no?
No.
No. Getting? It will give you an error. It will say possible lossy conversion. Getting? Why? Because when the narrowing is going to happen, something is going to loss. So Java doesn't do automatic narrowing, except there are some exceptional cases where automatic narrowing happen, but otherwise normally Java doesn't do automatic narrowing. Okay? Some multiple choice questions based on it, and then we will move on to some more operators, okay, of Java. What do you say? Like, this is a variable declaration C of type character and A is assigned. When we say A is assigned, actually A's Unicode only is stored, remember. Like A's Unicode is 65. So in reality that 65 is stored in C. Many people don't accept that. Always remember, character also come under numeric category only. Character data type is also under numerical category. It is unsigned whole numbers. Characters are by default unsigned integers. Getting? And byte short int long, therefore are by default signed integers. Getting? So when you assign actually A, means in reality you are assigning the Unicode of A only, and Unicode of A, capital A is 65. That will get saved. Now the question is, which is the simplest way to convert the character into integer? Getting? What is the simplest way to convert the character value in C into an integer? They are saying all the three are valid, but which one is the simplest one? Okay, character dot get numeric value. Get numeric value is a method of that character class. Character is one class. Okay, and get numeric value is the method of that class. You pass a character, it will give you an equivalent integer value of it. So conceptually all three are legal, but they are saying which one is the simplest one?
First one.
First one, because you are trying to assign a character to an integer. So is there any problem of loss or anything? Means, is the narrowing
No.
happening or widening happening? Yes, guys, quickly answer.
Narrowing.
Again, think and then tell. Is narrowing happening or widening?
Widening. First widening.
Widening is happening. Clear?
Yes.
Because your value is character and you are trying to store it in an integer. So if you recall that chain which I have given you, do you remember, no, the chain which I gave? The minimum is byte, then byte gets promoted to short, short get promoted to integer, and character also is promoted to integer. So minimum, all these are going to get ultimately convert to integer, and then you get a long, then float, and then double. I hope this all things I have taught you last time. Getting? So when you're trying to store a character in an integer, is it getting automatically widened? Character is getting widened to integer. And does Java allow automatic widening? Means in Java, automatic widening happens or no?
Yes.
Yes, but automatic narrowing happens? No.
No.
Clear?
No.
So that's the reason. Like if suppose you are storing a character in an integer, no issues. Getting? One character you are storing. But if you are trying to store, okay, a bigger value, like you are storing 5 long, is this 5 in a long form? If you recall the past lectures, I have taught you about how the constants are represented. So integer long is represented by attaching L. So I am trying to store a long in a character. Will it give an error? Is it going to give an error? Huh? Don't assume like some hand is going to come out of your laptop and it's going to just give you a tight slap. Like nothing like that. Clear? Just what is going to happen? A error. It will give possible lossy conversion, and then it will say found long but required character. So why here error? Because here the situation of narrowing is coming, and narrowing Java doesn't do automatic. Here why no problem? Because here widening is happening, and in Java automatic widening is possible. Okay? So that is the reason. So you got it. Now this one, first you observe this code and then we'll go to the options. Okay, so what will be the result of attempting to compile and run the following class? They're asking a, b and c, 3 variables, then b is assigned with 10, then a equal to b equal to c equal to 20. Get it? Means 3 variables will be created in memory, right? 3 variables. Now those who have already learned Python, please don't confuse yourself. Python rules are different and Java rules are different. Clear? Because in Python, everything is an object. In Java, primitives are primitives. They are not objects. Getting? No? So please don't mess up with the concepts which you are learning. If you have learned Python, keep it in one compartment of your brain. Now create one more compartment where you're going to put the Java knowledge. And then you'll bring these both knowledges out for comparison. You're not just going to exchange the knowledge from their compartment. Getting? So keep the knowledge of Python in one section of your brain. Keep the knowledge of Java in another section. Just bring them out for comparison purpose. Don't just mix up them. Like don't transfer the Python information in Java compartment, Java information in Python. Don't do it like that. Huh? Clear? At the end, you will be confused. Okay, so A is one variable, B is another variable, C is another variable, right? B equal to 10, your 10 is stored. Then A equal to B equal to C equal to 20. Is it the concept of multiple assignment of primitive? What do you say? Is it multiple assignment of primitive? So what is the associativity in this context? Right to left or left to right? All the things which I taught, they all are used here. Huh? All the concepts are there. So is it right to left or left to right? It is right to left. So 20 is stored in C. Is that C stored in B? Is that B stored in A? So now all 3 are 20. Then you are printing A. Getting? So ultimately what is the last value of A? That is 20. So that 20 is displayed. So now we just want to check which option from this is valid. So you know that the output is going to be 20. So the first option, let's see, the code will fail to compile since the compiler will recognize that the variable C in the assignment statement has not been initialized. Will there be such error? Variable C has no, because it is getting initialized. No? It is getting value 20. So it is getting initialized. Are you using it without initialization? Are you using C without initialization? No. You remember that?
No.
Na? about Java, you remember that, no? Java doesn't allow you to use which variables?
Uninitialized.
Yes,
Yeah,
very good,
initialize.
very good. Consistently, if you attend the session from first session till the end, I'm sure you will never face problem in getting job. Uh, Clearing university exam is not a big task, clear. But to get a good corporate job, you'll not have any problem because your foundation is good. Your concepts are concrete things are very good. Like clear, if the foundation is good, you can build so many things. So you got it. Java doesn't allow you to use uninitialized variable. Does it give you an error? Variable so and so might not have been initialized. But such problem is not here because all are getting initialized. No? C is getting initialized, B is getting initialized, A is getting initialized. Okay, let's move on. ठीक है, तो they are saying that कि this variable C is not initialized, so not like that. Then they are saying such assignment only is illegal. A equal to B equal to C equal to 20. What do you say? Such assignment is illegal? No, it is legal assignment. It's called as multiple assignment. The associativity is right to left. The code will compile correctly and will display 10. And the code will compile correctly and will display 20. What do you say? Is value of A now 10 or is it changed to 20?
Changed to 20.
So it will display that 20 value. Okay? Now coming to this, let's see. Observe first and then we'll come to the options. Okay? Now in this case, is it initialization of reference variable? Are they primitive variables or reference variable? Just tell me.
Reference variable.
Means my examples are what in all categories, whatever we discussed last time. Last time we have discussed one thing, like see, when we were about to wind up the session, that time these three things we took. You remember? Assigning primitive value, assigning reference value, and then assigning multiple value but multiple reference, multiple primitive. For both, this concept is applicable. So based on this only, these MCQs are there. Getting? See, now first tell me, are three reference variable created? What are these A, B, C? Are they objects of class string? Is string a primitive type or is it a reference type?
Reference type.
It is not a primitive, it's a reference. Getting or no? It's not from that 8 primitive. When it is not from the 8 primitive, it is reference type, always. So these three are the objects of string. Means there are three reference variable. But yet the object are not instantiated. Meaning the copy is not yet created. Only the three reference variable are created. Getting? Pictorially I'll try to show you. That becomes more clear to you people. Okay, on the stack side, this is your stack. And this is the heap side. Okay, heap means where the actual objects are created. And the reference of the object are kept in some variable. They are on the stack side. So we have three reference variable. And please remember in Java, the reference variable means only objects and objects means only reference variable. Getting? But this principle is same in Python also. So A, B and C. Are they three reference variable? A, B and C. Then you wrote C equal to new string mouse. Is it going to create one string object? Means it will create an object of string class. Means as much memory is needed for that string object. In that mouse is stored. Means that string mouse is encapsulated within that object. And the reference of that object is collected and kept in C. Do you agree guys? Till here it is clear. C equal to new string mouse. Then you have written A equal to new string cat. So is one more object of string class created. In that string cat is stored in that object and the reference of that object is collected in A. Do you agree with this till now? Yes. And then you have written B
Yes, sir.
equal to A. When you have written B equal to A, is it going to create a copy of A or just it is going to copy the reference here? Is it going to
Copy the
create?
reference.
It is not going to create a duplicate of A. It is not a deep copy. It is just a shallow copy. Shallow copy means this reference is just copied here, and A will also refer to the same object. Means the ref count of this object is 2. How many references are there to this object? How many objects are
Two.
referring to this? 2. The ref count is 2. When the reference lost, the ref count is decreased. And when the ref count becomes 0, then only the object is put into free list. That is garbage collection. When the garbage collection is done, means it is put in free list. When it is put in free list, this memory can be reutilized. I hope you know it, all that things. Because I've told somewhere in the past session that in Java, automatic garbage collection is there. Right, guys? So you got it. So when we say B equal to A, it is not creating a duplicate of A. It is just copying the reference in it. Now tell me A equal to new string dog. So will it create one more string object containing value dog?
Yes.
Its reference will come in A. Is the old reference lost? That reference is coming in A. You understanding, guys? So is the old reference which is there in A lost? So when that reference is lost, is the object put into garbage list or not yet? Why do you
Not
say?
yet.
Why
Not
not
yet.
yet? Why not yet? Because
It has
Ref
B.
count.
Ref.
Ref count is decreased.
ref count is decreased, but why it is not garbage collected?
Because it
Ref
has
count
Because
is
it's ref
B.
Oh,
in
one
B.
by one. Okay, one by one tell. Okay, I guess Sanket started first, so we'll give first chance to. We don't have that policy, girls first and ladies first and that policy we don't follow. Getting? I believe in equality. So I guess my ears detected that he started first. So I'll give chance to him. Okay, so Sanket, you tell me.
Because it has a reference of B.
Yes, he is telling right. Yet that object reference is still there in B. Means complete all the references are gone? No. Or in other way you can say yet the ref count has not become 0. Which that girls were trying to tell that. Like the ref count is not yet 0. Therefore it is not immediately put into the garbage list. Okay. Anyway, the dog reference come in A. The old reference whatever is there in A is lost. Now tell me C equal to B I have written. When C equal to B, is again the duplicate of B created or only the reference of B is copied in C?
Reference of B copied in C.
Yes, so this will refer here. Right? And is this reference lost? Now you can see when the reference lost, this object is not having any reference. This will be put into free list. Will it be put immediately in free list or whenever it is scheduled? Means whenever the garbage collector is scheduled.
When the garbage collector will be scheduled.
Garbage collector doesn't come immediately. It comes periodically. Periodically means after every fixed interval. And whenever garbage collector is called after every fixed interval, it checks who all have lost their reference. Means whose ref count has become 0. And only those objects it will put into free list. It also follows some garbage collection algorithms. I'll not go into that detail because that is not part of this study. But you should explore. Your garbage collectors also internally implement different algorithms. Okay, so what will happen is clear to you. As the reference of B come in C, okay, so the old reference in C is lost. So this is the current situation after all these instructions, and then you are saying print C. So when you are printing that C, tell me what is getting printed.
Cat will be printed.
Cat.
Sure. Okay, so now let's see the outputs. Okay, the program will fail to compile. So do you think it will fail to compile? No, everything was fine. No instruction was wrong syntactically, and at runtime also you are not accessing anything uninitialized. Okay, so no error. The program will print mouse, will print cat, will print dog, or will print anything whatever it wants. The program will randomly print either cat or dog when run. So what do you think from this? Option B, C, or D? What was the last
Option
value?
C.
We are going to print the, we were supposed to print C. And what is the latest value? Where is C referring? To cat. Getting? And the cat means option C. Okay? ठीक है. Now these MCQs are clear. Now these MCQs were a little bit based on which concept? Assignment primitive. Assignment of assignment primitive, assignment ref, multiple assignment. On that concept it was based, and somewhere based on that casting. Okay. Now let's
Yes.
move on to another category, that is arithmetic operators. Okay. Now the name arithmetic that itself suggests that these operators operate on numerical values. Getting? Or these operators are for performing algebraic operations or mathematical operations. Any mathematical operation or algebraic operations if you want to do, then use arithmetic operator. Getting? So first of all, remember all these operators will operate only on numerical values. Now numerical means inclusive char also. Getting? Means character also will come. Byte, short, int, long, float and double. All inclusive. But can you perform arithmetic on Boolean?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think? In Java it is not possible.
No, because it has to
No,
all-
sir.
Getting? If you have learned Python simultaneously, I told some students have already learned Python from me. Clear? So they may lead to confusion, and that's what I'm saying. And that is the problem of Pune University BSc course. Why? Because they have put 3 programming language in one semester. That is the wrong thing. Any one programming at least they would have completed in SY. Little bit workload would have been distributed. What you are doing is 3 different programming, 3 different genre programming are there. One in the web development, one a multi-paradigm, and this is complete OOP based. So Java, PHP and Python, all 3 in one semester. So you have to make the compartments in your brain accordingly. The knowledge of each language, you'll put it in that compartment. You'll not mix up. Getting? Please guys, don't do that. Okay? Just try to compare it. Here in Java, arithmetic cannot be done on Boolean. Long back, like 1 or 2 lectures back only I told you, when we took that casting rules, in the previous session only, I told like Boolean is such data type which cannot be converted to anyone, and anyone cannot be converted to Boolean. You remember or no? I've told you all that. Okay? So Java is very strict type. Java doesn't allow you to do operations on arithmetic operations on Boolean. Whereas if you are trying to do the same thing in other language, getting? So my intention is not to teach Python now. Now we are focusing on Java. But there if you do true plus true, it is 100% legal. It doesn't give any error and it gives you the number answer 2. But the same thing if you do it in Java, it will give an error. It will say incompatible type. Getting? It is an incompatible type for doing this addition operation. Okay? So first of all, remember, first what you have to remember, the name arithmetic operator, that itself signifies that these are the operators for doing algebraic operations, or they are used for doing mathematical operations, and all mathematical operations are to be done only on numerical values. Okay, so which are the numerical values in Java? First is byte, short, int, long, float, double and char as well. Clear? Why we can use character also? That to today also, in today's session also I told you. When I told her, like, if you are assigning char C equal to single quote A, so many think that A is stored. Is really A stored or A is Unicode stored?
Unicode stored.
And is Unicode a
A
number only?
Unicode store.
Getting? A's Unicode is 65. So 65 is stored. And 65 is ultimately what? Number only. No? Only the specialities, they are unsigned integers. by default. And these are like this one, byte, short, int, long. They all are signed. Clear? Okay, so point 1 is clear to you, first of all. Okay? Yes or no? The point 1 is clear to you that these all operators are applicable only on numerical values in which character is also inclusive. Okay? I'll just tell you the operators, which all operators Java has provided. First is unary plus, which is called as assertion, and minus, which is called as negation. Okay, and as I am going down, the precedence is decreasing, remember. So please keep remembering that, the precedence rule. Okay, so the precedence of unary is highest. Okay, so I am not telling you the precedence. It is assumed. As I'll go on to the next operator, what will get decreased? The precedence. So this is unary, assertion operator, and negation. Assertion meaning keep it as it is. Means whatever your A is, like if I'm writing plus A, so whatever A is, when you put a plus, it will keep that value as it is. If A is 5, it will keep 5. If A is minus 5, it will keep minus 5 only. It is not going to make plus, remember, assertion. Assertion in English grammar also we used to say, assertive statement. Means it is always what? Firm decision. So what they are saying that, whatever the value is, it will keep it as it is. And minus means it's going to negate it. Negate means if you are writing minus of A, so if A is positive, it will give negative. If A is negative, it will give positive because it's going to negate it. Clear? And the associativity of this is right to left, and it is to be used always in prefix form. Getting all this? Like I'm writing minus of minus, plus, minus, minus, plus, 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 minus. Getting? Minus, plus, 5 I write. This is 100% valid equation. So now tell me, these assertions and negations, unary operator, I've used in which form? Prefix form. And I told you their associativity is right to left. So will it take 5's assertion? What is 5's assertion? 5 only. Negation minus 5. Minus 5's negation is plus 5. Plus 5 assertion 5 only. 5 only. 5 only. Then minus 5. Again plus 5. Then 5 only. Getting? Then minus and then again plus. So this way what the final thing is that it will give you. Done? Then coming to the next operator, that is binary operator. Okay. Now in case of binary operator, we have the highest precedence, multiplication. This I need not explain you, multiplication. Getting? No? When you write, and these are all binary. Means when I write A into B, is it going to return A times B? Means it is going to add A B time. When A plus, A plus, A plus, how many times? B time. So standard multiplication. No need to go into too detail. Then second is division. Getting? Division. Again, next is modulus. Okay? Here we don't have like raise to operator like Python. And here we don't have any two different divisions like float division and floor division as we have in that language. Here it's not. Here only three are there. One is multiplication, division, and modulus. Okay? Okay? Understand, guys. Now modulus is for remainder. This is a remainder operator. And slash is the quotient operator. It will divide A by B and give you the quotient. Okay? Only I have to tell you that how the modulus behave. Like whenever you write A modulo B, it is going to give you the remainder. But what is the sign of that result? That I'll tell you. And can we apply this modulus on floating point and all? Like if I do it in C, suppose. In C, if I'm writing printf %d and I'm writing 5.5 modulo 2. Getting? It is error, remember. In C language, it is error. Why it is error? Because C language doesn't allow you to do modulus on floating point value. Though it's a double, but it's a floating point value. You cannot perform only this modulus on which type of data. It is to be done only on whole numbers. You can do and see in C. C also, C++ also. That language doesn't allow you to do modulus on which data type? Floating point. It says it is to be done only on whole numbers. Java doesn't have any such rule. Java says modulus can be done on floating point also, and it will give you accordingly the remainder. Like system.out.println 5.5 modulo 2 I am writing. Getting? So no error in Java. Now it will give you the answer 1.5. Why? Because it will divide 5.5 by 2. So 2 2s are 4. Remainder is 1.5. That 1.5 remainder it returns. Getting? Okay. But now the question is, like, if these operands are negative, then how the sign is decided? Getting? So always remember, when you write a modulo b, or you are writing minus a modulo b, or you are writing a modulo minus b, or a minus a modulo minus b. Getting? So again, here also don't confuse, because the modulus rule in Python is different, in Java it is different. In Java, what they do is, while finding modulus, it doesn't take this sign into consideration. First, it will do a mod b for all four. For all four, normal a modulo b, a modulo b, a modulo b, a modulo b. But while giving the sign to the result, it will give the sign of the first operand. Getting? What it does is, the sign of result is the sign of first operand. This is the Java rule. Please understand. Don't try to apply this rule in Python, or don't try to apply Python rule here. Python is having different rule. Correct? Here the rule is that the sign of the result is the sign of first operand. So whatever is the sign of the first operand, that it will give. Don't again assume a minus minus cancel and nothing like that. It takes the sign of the first operand and give it. Okay. So like, if I'm writing system.out.println and I'm writing 5 modulo 2. Okay. Second time I'm writing minus 5 mod 2. Third time I'm writing 5 modulo minus 2. And fourth time I'm writing minus 5 modulo minus 2. In all four cases, while finding the remainder, it doesn't take into consideration the sign. First, it will normal find the remainder. 5 by 2. What is the remainder? 2 2s are 4, remainder 1. So in all four cases, the answer is 1. In Java, in C, not in Python. Here, in all four, answer is 1 only. Only the sign will be the sign of the first operand. So here the sign of the first operand is positive, therefore positive. Here it is negative. Here the sign of the first operand is positive. Here the sign of the first operand is negative. You'll get answer 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. You can check it. Get it? But if you try to do the same thing in Python, you'll get different answer. Okay? So those languages have their own rule. So please remember that. Okay? And their associativity is L to R. And then finally we have binary plus and binary minus. Getting? And its associativity is also left to right. Okay? Getting, guys? So who is having the highest precedence? The highest precedence is
Assertion.
Unary
Multiplication.
okay. First something, two answers I got. Some are saying multiplication, some are saying assertion. Okay. Always remember, the highest precedence is to
assertion.
and negation. They both, assertion and negation, they both are in one category. They are having highest, and their associativity is right to left. Then who is having the less precedence than these two? After this, who is having the lesser? Binary, multiplication, division, mod. These three, they all go in one group. One group. So these three are having less precedence than these two, and their associativity is left to R. That is left to right. And who is having still less precedence than these three?
Binary plus minus.
Binary plus minus, right. And its associativity is left to right. Okay guys, okay? Now only some points I have to tell you. That is how the data type for the operands are considered. Getting? Like if suppose one operand is integer and the other is byte, then how the internal casting is done. That is called as implicit conversion. You remember or no? In the last session only I told you about implicit casting and explicit casting.
Yes, sir.
Yes, in the last session only we have discussed implicit and explicit casting. So in some case implicit casting is done. So here also in case of arithmetic, in appropriate cases implicit casting is done. But how the results are decided. Okay, see here what I am telling. Your result is going to be integer. Okay, the result are going to be integer if none of the operands, okay, are float, double and long. Okay, means what they say, if your operands are not float, not double, not long, the answer is always integer. Getting? Meaning in Java, if you are doing byte plus byte, what do you say? Is the answer byte or is it integer?
Byte.
Integer. Because I am giving you the rule. No? Rule I am telling you. Getting? And you should follow the rules. Okay. What the rule I told? The rule I told that whenever you perform any arithmetic operation, your result is going to be integer. Whenever you perform arithmetic operation, your result is going to be integer if none of the operands are float, double, long. Getting? He applied that C++ rules. Like there, what the rule is, when both are same, the result is same. Like if both are int, the answer is int.
Yes.
Getting? But no, that is not the rule in Java. Java rule is like that. The result is integer if none of the operands are float, double, long. So tell me, the operand is byte and the operand is byte. So are any one of them float, double or long?
No.
No. So your answer has to be which data type only?
Integer.
Integer. Got it? Clear? So if one is a character, okay, and that's the reason yesterday that in the last lecture, that promotion, narrowing and widening chain I gave you. So did you see that? Byte, short and char. They all three are ultimately coming to which minimum data type? In that chain if you see, so byte promoted to short, short promoted to int, char also promoted to int. So they all were minimum coming to which value? Int. Then long, then float and then double. Correct? So if we have character plus byte, what will be the result?
Integer.
Integer only. Clear? You got it. The rule is clear to you. Getting or no? Clear? And now obviously int plus byte is there. The answer is still integer. Getting? If you have short plus char, the answer is still
Integer.
integer. So please remember. And please remember, the rule what I am telling is right. Don't have any doubt. Because as much as you are here, that much here I am teaching. Getting? As much is your age. Not even that, less than that. I guess now you are in the final year. So final year means approximately 20. 20, no? You are in 20 and 21. Or some are 19, 20, 21. So that 20-21 age, right? And I started teaching when you were not even born also, correct? So you should have faith. Always remember what your parents tell, na, that will never be wrong in your life. Never
Yes,
go
sir.
against with them. Whatever your mom tells, your dad tells, that is always going to be right only. It will never be wrong. Getting? So please always follow them, what they say. Many times you get angry and then you think that it's not happening according to me, what they are telling that is wrong and all. So it won't happen because they have seen more life than you. Getting? More experiences. They have more knowledge. Getting? So just follow it. Int, why? Because none of the operand is float, double, long. Next, see what I'm telling. The result is long when none of the operands are float or double, but at least one operand is integer. Maybe the English in which I'm framing may not be exactly up to the mark of actual English, but you should understand it, correct? So none of the operands are float or double, but at least one operand is integer. Getting? Sorry, very sorry, one mistake I did. At least one operand is long, I wanted to tell. Okay? See, so what you got to know, when is your answer long? When no one is float or double, but at least one is long. Getting? So like if I'm having char plus long, is the answer long? If I'm having integer plus long, is the answer long? Why? Because none of the operands are float or double, but at least one is long. Getting? Now, the result is float. The result is float when at least one operand is float, but none of them is double. Means one operand is float, but none of them is double. Like for example, I'm writing char plus float. Is the answer float? Yes, because none of them is double and at least one is float. Okay, so if you have int plus float also, the answer is float. And obviously the last one is double when at least one operand is double. So let the any other one be anything, but at least one is double, the answer is double. Okay guys? Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Quickly we'll go through, then I'll give you some tricky questions also. I'll just try to check whether your concepts are clear or not. Okay? So quickly to recall, I hope you got it. Again, we'll go through the slide also. On the slide also, the same points I've mentioned. The arithmetic operators are used to construct mathematical expressions as like in algebra. Then their operands are strictly numeric, and numeric means in which character is also inclusive, because character is also internally a numeric, but it is an unsigned numeric value. Getting? Then I have already given this all associativity rules and all when we started discussing operators topic. You remember, no? Unary will have which associativity? Right to left. Here I had given today when I wrote unary, binary. So you know, unary is having right to left. Why? Because it is prefix form, and prefix unary is always right to left. Postfix unary doesn't have associativity only, and all the binary operators have left to right. All the binary which come in arithmetic category. Okay, see here. Unary, the highest precedence, right? That is unary assertion, unary negation. Then comes multiplication, division, remainder, and then comes binary addition and binary subtraction. Okay? Here I have given this all things, like plus does the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, that is gives the quotient, the remainder. Only you have to remember that when you are taking remainder, what is the sign of the result? You remember that, no? I have told you. The sign of the first operand. So whatever is the sign of the first operand, is the sign of the answer. So compute the remainder and note that the sign of the result is the sign of first operand. But please, when you will learn Python, or you have learned, some have already learned, so please there you don't try to apply the same rule. Okay, please don't try to apply the same rule of Java. They follow some another formula for finding out the remainder. Here, while finding remainder, it will not take the signs here. Let they have any sign. It will assume both are positive and find the remainder. And after finding the remainder, the sign of the first operand is given. And in Java, can we do modulus operation on floating point values as well? Can the modulus be done on floating? Yes. But can we do modulus operation on floating in C, C++? No. That language doesn't allow. You can do and see. Okay. So hope this is clear. One very quick example I've given. Very basic example. Okay. Now quickly you can tell me the answers. Like both are integers. I is 5, J is 6. Will it just give answer 11, -1, 30, 0? Here will it be 0 or no? It will be 0. Why? The numerator is less than the denominator. What is the numerator? 5. The denominator is 6. Numerator is 5, denominator is 6. Are both integers? Are both integers?
Yes.
So
Yes.
the result is integer and the result is 0. Why quotient 0? Because numerator is less than the denominator. No? Basic maths. Like when numerator is less than the denominator, the quotient is 0. What will be the remainder? 5 modulus 6. The numerator. Always remember. When you're dividing A by B, getting? So you will get quotient 0 if A is less than B. And always remember when you're doing A modulo B, so you will get A only if A is less than B. Getting? Always remember, when A is less than B, then A only is going to be the remainder. Getting? So here what will be the remainder? 5 modulus 6, 5 only. Okay? Agreed, na guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Coming to this, now these are two double values. A plus B. Is it 7.5? 7.5. Add, no? It is 7.5. Here will it be 3.5? Multiply. Is it 11.0? Divide. And both are double. Double divided by double. Is the answer double only? Double divided by double. The answer is double. So will it be 2.75? 5.5 divided by 2. It is 2.75. A modulo B. Can you tell me, can we do modulus on this double value in Java? In Java?
Yes.
Yes. And will it give you that appropriate result? So will it give a result as 1.5? 2 to the 4, remainder is 1.5. And what about this 4? In Java, while finding remainder, it will consider 5 remainder 2 only. So 5 modulo 2, the remainder is 1. 2 to the 4, remainder 1. In all 4, it will be 1. Only the sign will be the sign of the first operand. So will it be 1, -1, 1, -1? Some people cannot digest that. These both are negative. So here also the answer should be... No, my dear students, you do it. Clear? Here the answer is going to be -1 because it takes the sign of the first operand. Right? Okay? And as I said, whenever you are doing this arithmetic operation, so is it going to do some implicit casting? Means conversion as needed? Yes or no?
Sir.
It is sure going to do some implicit casting. That is the conversions as needed. And then what are that conversions? So now I told you, the rules I told you. See here. When is the result integer? When none of them is float, double or long. no one is float, double or long, then the answer is integer. Means byte plus byte is also integer. Getting or no? Byte plus byte. Char plus char is also integer. Char plus byte is also integer. Short plus short is also integer. Then, when the answer is long, when at least one is long but none of them is float and double. Double when at least one is double. And float when at least one is float but no one is double. None of them is double but at least one is float. The answer is float. Okay, to MCQs will come, but before that just one question I'll ask you and you people just tell me what will be the result for this. Okay, we'll come to arithmetic demo. I'll give .java. Class arithmetic demo public static void main string args system.out.println. Let's first confirm about this signs. See here, that I'll just first make the confirmation and I'll show you that modulus can be done on floating also in Java, not in C. Here see 5 mod 2 minus 5 mod 2 minus 5 mod minus 2 and minus 5 mod minus 2. Getting? At least we'll see the output of this program. See, can you check the signs? Cross verify the signs. First of 5.5 mod 2, the answer is 1.5. 5 modulo 2, it is 1. Minus 5 modulo 2 is minus 1. 5 mod minus 2 is 1 and here it is minus 1. So what you'll conclude from this, that whenever you are doing modulus, it is going to take the sign of the first operand. Whatever is the sign of the first operand is the sign of result. Getting? And maybe the same modulus some people might have already studied in Python, and there if you have studied from me, then I've told you some other rule there, because that language is having its own rule. Okay? The concept is clear. Next what I want to ask you is, of a time being I'll just put this part in comment, multi-line comment I'll put, and we'll come to the next thing. See here, I'm writing byte A equal to 5 and B equal to 6 and one C variable. And I'm writing C is equal to A into B. And I want to display system.out.println C. Don't assume it is so simple question. Getting? Many think, what easy question? A is 5, B is 6, he is multiplying in that multiplication answer and then printing. Okay. What do you say by observing this code? What will happen when I'll compile and I'll run it? What will be the output? What do you say?
It will be in a byte format.
So what will happen? Will it give some output? Will it give an error? What do you say?
Will give error.
Why do you think it will give error?
Byte A is equal to 5 and it is not explicitly narrowing. We have to narrowing explicitly.
Here you want to say? Here no issues, because 5 can fit in a byte. Means 5 comes in a byte range. No? Is phi going beyond the byte range? Byte range is how much? Minus 128 to plus 127. So is phi coming in that range? Getting? So it won't create any problem. You can assign it. So assignment won't have any problem. Assignment won't have problem. If suppose I would have assigned something like this, 129, then it will create a problem because 129 doesn't fit in minus 128. That is, it is plus 127. So does it fit in byte range? No. So not byte range, so is it automatically integer now? Getting? And now you are trying to assign it to a byte, so it will give an error. But when I assigned phi, there was no issue because phi fits in byte range. Okay? Then, so now that is clear. Here the error is not going to come. A equal to 5, B equal to 6.
In operation A star B,
In operation A star B.
it is returning integer.
Okay. Yes, it is returning integer. Then,
But the both values are given in byte now.
so what? He's in the track, but he's not exactly able
The
to.
output is 30.
Output is 30. Some are saying. Some are saying that some people are in the favor that they are saying it will compile and it will give output 30.
No.
Right? Some
Sir.
people are in the favor that it will compile successfully and it will give output 30. 5 into 6, 30. But then you have not understood the table properly. Just now I gave you one table. Table of that rules, conversion rules. Okay, we will discuss. See here. Tell me guys, first tell me, byte into byte, the answer is of what data type?
Integer.
Integer.
According to the rule, according to the table, whatever table I have given, according to that, when none of the operand is long, float or double, the result has to be none of the operand, like A and B. Is any of the operand long? No. Is it float? No. Is it double? No. The answer has to be what? Integer. Many think what byte into byte is byte. Many think what byte into byte is byte. But if you know the rule, the table which I gave you now, so according to that table, byte into byte, the result is
Integer, no?
integer, right? But C is of what data type?
Byte.
Byte. And now tell me, can I store a integer data type in a byte?
No.
No. Why? Because the situation of what is coming? Widening or narrowing?
Widening.
Again think. My dear student, think. Narrowing.
Narrowing.
Clear? Okay. You don't think, immediately you answer. Okay, generation problem, age problem. Getting? As you go on becoming mature, then as you become more and more responsible, then you start taking decision by thinking and decision. Getting? The age is the factor. Getting? Anyway, so what I'm saying, think and then answer. Is it narrowing or is it widening? It is narrowing. And does Java allow you to do automatic narrowing?
No.
No. So as there is a problem of narrowing, Java will give an error. It will say possible lossy conversion, and then it will say that found int and required byte. You understanding, guys?
Yes, sir.
Clear? You compile it. See here. You compile. Purposely I give you. Why? Because these are all the questions from certifications. Getting? See here. You can check it. A into B. Can you see here the error? Does it give an error? Incompatible type, possible lossy conversion from int to byte. So what is on the LHS side? Integer. And what is on the RHS side? Byte. And you know that Java will not do automatic narrowing. This is the narrowing situation. And when narrowing takes place, so it says that there is a chance of loss. And the loss I won't do on my own. If you want, you do it by doing the casting. Getting on? No? Clear? So you do the casting and then do the work. On my own, I will not do the casting. Means like in Marathi, you can say the compiler is saying मी आगाऊपणा नाही करणार. मी स्वतःहून त्याला इंटीजर टू बाईट मध्ये कन्वर्ट करणार नाही. तुम्हाला पाहिजे असेल तर तुम्ही करा बाय डुईंग व्हॉट? एक्सप्लिसिट कास्टिंग. यूज द कास्ट ऑपरेटर. Getting? Okay? So I hope it is clear why the error is coming. So you got it? Huh? The error is coming why? Because byte into byte, the answer is integer, but the destination variable is byte, and
Byte.
integer cannot be stored in byte. Integer cannot be stored in byte because the situation of narrowing come, and in Java narrowing automatically doesn't take place because when narrowing come there is a chance of loss. Okay? Now tell me, if I do casting like this by bracket, will the problem get solved or will the problem still persist? Check. Because now I just want to check whether the precedence rules you are clear with or no. If I do the casting, getting the casting I am doing explicitly to byte. What do you say? Will the problem get solved? Or still the same problem will persist? Huh. The problem will be solved or the problem will still be there, the same problem. See here guys, correct? See here first. This is binary operator star and this is unary cast operator. Who is having more precedence? Is the unary cast operator having more precedence or binary multiplication?
Unary cast.
Unary cast. See, you know the rules now. Now you are coming in track. Clear? Now you are getting convinced with me. Getting? See, and the convinced people in the group, there are so many people. How many are attending? Clear? That is the pathetic thing. But what I said, unary cast is having more precedence and binary is having less. So therefore what will happen? Is multiplication going to happen first or this casting will happen first?
Casting will happen first.
But by doing the casting, no meaning. There is no meaning only of doing casting. A is already byte and you are casting to byte only. Getting? And then byte into byte integer, and then that integer when you are trying to store in byte, again the same problem. Which problem? Possible lossy conversion from into whatever. See here. Is the same problem still persisting? Though you are doing casting. So with this, what is proved? That multiplication is having less precedence and binary casting is having more precedence. Now if I put a bracket to this expression, then what do you say? Will it do A into B first?
Yes.
Now it
Yes,
is going
sir.
to do A into B first. And A into B, that is byte into byte, integer, answer 30. And is that 30 converted to byte? And then stored and then printed. Now will it display 30? And is 30 within the byte range? Is there anything going to get lost? Is any information
No.
going to get lost? No. Getting? See here. I'll compile. I'll run. Does it give output 30? Right? But now tell me guys, if I am changing this to 50 Instead of 5, I'm changing it to 50. Do you think you'll get answer 300, or something is going to get lost and the remaining thing you'll get? Your answer is 50 into 6, 300. But when you convert that 300 to byte, is some part going to get lost?
Yes.
Because, can anyone fill up? Because
Byte range is minus 127 to plus 127.
minus 127 nahi, minus 128 to plus 127. But anyway, at least you attempted to answer it. Getting? So within that range, who doesn't come?
300.
300 doesn't come. So will there be some loss from your value? Yes. See here.
Yes.
What will be that loss? That too I'll tell you. Okay. First tell me 300 when you'll represent in binary form. Okay. Tell me 0th bit, 1st bit, 2, 3. Correct? 4th bit, 5th bit, 6th bit, 7th bit. This way it can go on 8, 9, 10, 11th bit. I'm creating nibbles, 4, 4, 4. This way the last nibble will be 31 because the answer is integer. Okay? But in that tell me 300. 300 means 2 raised to 8, 256. Now 44 more we want. So 32 I'll take. 12 more we want. Right or no? So I'll take 8 and this 4. Is it equal to 300 in binary?
Yes.
Yes, because you have written, so it must be right only. Not like that. Huh? Apply your brain also. Okay? And you have it. You have that precious brain. Okay? And that's differentiate us from others. Right? And this way, how many are there? Total, how many are there? 32 bit, because the answer is integer. This is 16. And same way, more are there. Getting more 16 are there. So I am not writing that all. Okay? So 2 raised to 8 is how much? 256, 32, 8 and 4. Right? Just check, cross verify. 256. So more 44 we want. No? So 32. So more 12 we want. So 12 means this thing. Done? Now this is your integer answer. But now you are casting it to, tell me that integer answer to byte. So when you cast to byte, will it keep only this much, this 8 bits, and everything above that is lost? What say guys?
Yes.
Everything above is lost and only these 8 bits are remaining. But what that 8 bits are remaining, in that 8 bit also, is the sign bit 1 or 0? Tell me.
0.
Means, is this answer positive or negative?
Positive.
So will it directly convert to decimal?
Yes.
Yes. But suppose, if suppose your answer is coming in such a way that at 7th bit also there is 1. And after casting, whatever remains, in that remaining sign bit, if it is 1, will the computer treat it as negative number?
Yes.
So will it convert to 2's complement? 2's complement.
Yes.
It's negative. And then the decimal. Okay? But in our case, it didn't happen because 7th bit is 0. Now what is the decimal of this remaining value? Quickly tell me. This remaining decimal is how much? This is 32.
50.
How come 50? Think. How come 50?
48.
Very simple. When I told this 256.
44.
Then
44.
you need to have smartness also. When I told 256, 2 raised to 8 is 256. So to make 300, I told now how much was remaining? 44. So we created this 44, na? 32, 8 and 2. So how much is this remaining? 44. So when you will run that, you won't get 300. Instead, you will get 44 as an answer. Check, guys. How much answer you are getting? Whereas you were expecting how much answer? Expected answer was how much? 300. But actual answer you got how much?
44.
44. So why it happened? Because of explicit casting, and because of explicit casting there took some loss of information or loss of precision. Getting? Now some may say, then instead of that, why don't you create variable c as integer? So that is also another solution. Getting? Instead of keeping c as byte, if I make c as integer, then will there be any need of doing casting or anything? And will there be any error also going to come? Will there be any loss of precision, possible lossy conversion? That error will come? No, because byte into byte the answer is integer, but the destination is also integer. No problem. Getting? But still, you are creating a variable of integer type. 4 more bytes you are honestly wasting. Getting? But such situation where the answer is going to exceed, that time this is the solution. Or bear the loss. Bear the loss or bear the wastage. Means increase the space or lose your information. It's up to you. Correct? The concept is clear to you. Right or no, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Then one or two trace outputs we'll see, and then for today we'll stop. Okay, tell me. Which of the following expressions will be evaluated using floating point arithmetic? Okay, from this, which one is based on floating point arithmetic? Is 2.0 into 3.0 floating point? Yes. Correct? But 2 into 3, int and int, the answer is
Int.
int. Clear? Then, int divided by int plus int divided by int. The answer is
Int.
int. 2 by 3, the answer is 0, remember. And 5 by 7, the answer is 0 only. So B is integer, D tell me. 2.4 plus 1.6, it is floating point. And this is hexadecimal 10, 1 long, but 300 double. So obviously the answer will be ultimately double, that is floating point.
Double.
So A, D and E, they are only based on floating point arithmetic. Getting? Now this one, who will tell me quickly? The rules of precedence, associativity, all follow. Getting? Here it is 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2 plus 0.1. 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2 plus 0.1. Now tell me 1 by 2, is it 0?
Yes.
But it is not 0 in Python, correct? So please just don't try to mix up. Okay, 3 by 2, is it 1.5 or only 1?
1.
Because it is integer divided by integer. Because it is Java, getting? If the same thing is Python, so here you'll get answer 1.5, here you'll get answer 0.5. Not in Java. Integer by integer is integer. And this is 0.1. Now associativity rule, left to right. So 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 0.1, 1.1. Correct? So is the answer going to be 1.1? Right? Okay. Then this one will take in the next session. Okay. Due to some work. Till here, I hope it is clear. Right? Then in the next session, some comparison operators and all that too. And in between, I'll tell you about some control instructions also. If else, then loops and all. And then we'll try to solve some exercises also based on it. Okay? Okay. So for today, we will stop, all of you. Thank you, all of you. Please take care.